Hi, my name is Tiago Duarte and welcome to another video tutorial here at DailyBeats. In today's video I'm going to talk about FPC and how you can create your own custom presets and some tips to help you out accelerating the beginning of your productions. So with this, if you have or at least if you have a bunch of samples in your library or in your browser, you can create presets that will accelerate a little bit your music production, so that you don't have to go through all the folders and everything and try to check which sounds you want. You just have a pattern of samples already loaded very fast, very quickly. And also I will also take a little bit of time to turn on my Akai Fire. This is the first time I will mess around with it in a video. I will not do the review right now. I'm waiting for my studio gear to arrive from Portugal. It didn't arrive yet, so I'm waiting a little bit on that so that I can make a better. I can have the setup better arranged in a way that I can film everything without too much hassle. So if you are new here to this channel, please subscribe and activate the notifications so that you know when I upload new videos. And if you have any questions, just leave a comment below. Also, if you'd like to support my channel, consider buying one of my products at DailyBeatsVI or become a premium or exclusive member, and you will have access to the exclusive tutorials that I do, the continuations of these tutorials, where I talk about more advanced stuff. So regarding music production, with that out of the way, let's go ahead and start the tutorial. Okay, first thing first is to load the FPC. So let's go here to drums. By the way, if you don't have this menu this way, you can choose between these three options, like categories, simple, and tree. I like tree because I prefer to have like this. It's like menus, what I'm used to here, for instance, and everything. I like to have pretty much all these like categorized, and I can also create my own categories and have all the plugins there, so it's a little bit easier for me. But you can also have simple, which is just a list of the plugins that you have available in your system, or you can choose category, which will have again the same structure like the tree, but all expanded in a list, but they are still organized with this header. So I like to have it on tree. And let's go here to drums, FPC, or drum FPC. And if you don't know, I already created a FPC tutorial. I will link it down in the description if you want to check it out. I will not talk about too much into detail about the FPC on itself. You can watch the other video for that. So as you can see, you can have several sounds loaded here into the FPC. And when I bought my Akai Fire, that's why I had the inspiration for this video. When I bought my Akai Fire, I spent a considerable amount of time. This will also take time to put all my, for instance, sample from Mars kits. So I bought the entire collection from them, and as you can see, there are a lot of stuff. And going through this in the browser, it's just, I don't know, it's not very user friendly. So what I thought was to, since I have now the Akai Fire, it has a mode where you can put you can have the step mode, the note mode, and the drum mode. And in the drum mode, you have like the 32 buttons of the FPC, and it's very easy for you to click on the buttons and and trigger the sounds right then and there. So I decided, okay, let's go ahead and let's create these presets. And now I can just go, for instance, here, and I can choose one preset over the other. And this preset has like at least 16 sounds inside. So as you can see, there are a lot of stuff here. And this took a little bit of time, but yeah, it's feasible. You maybe invest like 3 to 4 hours to do that. If you are fast or not, also depends on that, but okay. So let's go here to empty, and as you can see, I already have some presets here that I just did for the headbanging trap drums, which is also nice. And for instance, we have here the sample, the pads without anything. So now if I go, for instance, DailyBeats.pt, let's create a third and a fourth kick kit. Let's go here, add Bangin trap drums, or we can even go to drum kit 2, for instance. We don't just have to use the headbanging trap drums. Okay, so let's say I start loading some kicks like this, and now I have, whenever I load this preset, the preset that I'm going to create, these sounds will always be loaded, which is quite nice, so that you can, for instance, if you have a track running and you want to put a kick, it's easier to just tap several buttons at the same time instead of going like this. Instead of going kick by kick, you can just simply create snap or trigger the patterns here, or the buttons here, and it will create a sound. So this is very good for people that has the Akai Fire or other MIDI controller, but also can be good for those that we don't have, because you can also create like this and go to the piano roll and see which kick you like, and you can put the notes here, very simple. So you can do that, and it's pretty much the same workflow. So yeah. Now let me think, maybe I could, one thing that I would recommend for your own presets. So let's say here in these ones that I created, the sample from Mars sounds that I created, there was no structure when I created the layout of the buttons, because I just wanted the sounds. I don't care about too much about the how can I say, the layout of the sounds on the pads. But for instance, here, what I would recommend for you, for instance, to do in this example is to create a row of the similar sounds. The row, or you can even have like kick, snare, hi-hat, hi-hat. You can go kick, snare, hi-hat, hi-hat, hi-hat. But I would prefer to put like kicks and then snares and then hi-hats and then something else. This is my preferable way to do it. At least I'm trying this out. I'm not saying this is the best, but it's just one way to do. So let's go ahead now and bring some snares. Okay. Like this one. So now some hi-hats. And you can see all this thing that I'm doing here is just, for instance, going through these folders and dragging the samples into the channel rack. I'm just doing that, but now I'm preparing a kit for that. Okay, and you will see how fast it can become for you to create presets like that and start creating some nice beats right off the gate with just one of these, without having to go into all these, the folders and everything. Okay, so now we have kicks, snares, hi-hats, and crashes. What we have to do is we can mess here with the controls, but for now I will just leave it as is. And because I prefer to have control, or to change these parameters on the fly. So for instance, here in the MIDI, I can lower the volume of the hi-hats. I can even move them right or left. I don't care. Right now that I do that here, because I can also output the sounds that I use to different channels. So let's go here to save preset as, and as you can see here, it loads already the folder for the preset folder, but basically for the FPC preset folder. And as you can see here, FL Studio presets, plugin presets, generators, and FPC. And for this one, this is drum kit 2, and I will put it kit 1. and you can create several of these kits. So let's go and save. We can go ahead and do an empty one and again bring different sounds and create a third kit or a second kit. Actually, I'm messing everything. We can have like claps instead of snares. So we can have like a more, maybe a more club kit, maybe. So let's go some hi-hats, maybe some closed ones like this, since we are more in a club frame mindset. Okay, and now let's bring some kicks. Here one like 808, which is quite nice for club stuff. So let's do the same, save preset as, and let's go to the kit 2. We can even call this club kit, actually, club kit, something like that, and it's done. So this is very simple. This is what it is. And now let's say that I want to, now I will turn on my Akai Fire. Since I'm using my laptop, I don't have enough ports for everything, so I have to disconnect my mouse, if you can believe it. Yeah, whatever. My gear is arriving Monday, I think, so I hope to have my stuff next week, and I will start creating everything and putting everything in place. So as you can see here, you cannot see, actually. Let me show you. This is the machine, and I don't want to show too much because of the future review, but yeah. So let's go to drum preset, or the drum mode, let's say, and if you don't know, you can see that already I am clicking. Let me put this a little bit up like this. I am clicking on the pads, and you can see that the notes are lighting up, and I have like 2 rows here. I can show that at least. You can see I have 2 rows of 16 buttons, so it makes 32, because we have, as you can see, bank A and bank B. We have bank A from 1 to 16 and bank B from 17 to 32, and we can go to bank B. And now I'm clicking on the pads, and the pads are being triggered. Now they don't have any sound inside, so let's go here to kit 1. Okay, this is a little bit wobbly, so let me rearrange here this a little bit. Okay, you see how fast it is to just have a bunch of sounds. I'm not very good at the creating drums with my fingers, but maybe in the future, now that I'm practicing a little bit more, maybe I will become a little better. So let me see something on these lines, right? Something like that. So, okay, so now let's say I want another kit. I just go back, and I have here and very fast you can switch between presets. So let's say I want to try this preset out. And you can see it's very easy if you have like a track already or a melody or something like that. It's easy to just go through some presets and try to find something that you like. So let's go to a different one. Okay. One thing that I would like to see is only the ones that have like sounds could change here or in the Akai Fire. I have some stuff that I would like, that I will talk about to make maybe some improvements. I don't know, just I will give my 2 cents about it. Okay, but as you can see, here a drum loop that I would not even imagine. But I like this. So by the way, let's record. So I can tap this. So let me tap. Okay, 86. And now I can also record. So to record, I like to make this 16. 32 actually, I think it's 32, right? Should be, no, 64. Okay, so I want like this, 4 bars. Okay, so now I can just hit the metronome. I can now practice. Something like that, and I can just hit record and hit play. Okay, now we can turn off everything like the metronome and stuff, and let me make this a little bit bigger. Okay. And we can even now create something like quantize this a little bit so that it's a little bit more on the grid. This was not on purpose, but I liked it. And I'm going to take this out also. Okay, so now let's say I want to create more. So let's click Alt-C to create a copy of this preset, of this instrument here, and we can go to another one. And I want some hi-hats. So for hi-hats, let's go with 909 clean kit. Okay, I don't like this. Okay, let me go to my hi-hats. So I just played all my hi-hats here in these pads. And I can see which one I like more. Okay, so let's just do a simple, very simple pattern of the hi-hat. So hit loop, record. Okay, let's take out the recording, and we can do Alt Q to make them and of course we can now go ahead and change this stuff. Okay, so one thing we can do, for instance, is no, not this one, go to this pattern. We can even change the pitch. We can make it a little bit to the right, to the left, lower the volume. Okay, and we can even, if we want, add an envelope to make the sound a little bit shorter and more in the pocket, let's say. I don't know. I thought this video was going to be short, but I'm liking this. But as you can see, this is just so that I can show you something. And let's do here a bass, very quick bass. Okay, let's do a low pass filter. And now if I go for the note mode, something like that. This is me just messing around, but as you can see, this can really bring out the inspiration and sparkle some crazy and new and different ideas. For instance, this loop, I would never imagine using this sound here if I was not messing around with them and figure them out. So as you can see, this can give you some really nice and different ways of working, and it can accelerate a little bit your especially if you have a MIDI controller with pads, or even if you have a piano, you can map the how can I say, not map, but you can create these presets, and even with the piano you can just hit buttons and you will see which one has sound. But here for the FL Studio user, the Akai Fire, I think it's a really dope machine to have. I was not expecting to like it so much because I never used one like this, like a MPC. I had in the past an MPD, but it was from a friend, and I used for a couple of times, and I didn't enjoy it that much. But this one here, I think it's really good, and this way it can accelerate a little bit the process of music creation. And since we have this available for the MPC, now we can take much more advantage of this plugin here that sometimes is not really used. At least I didn't use it so much in my productions, mainly probably because I didn't have too much sounds available here directly in the MPC. I didn't have a MIDI controller, and now I have, and this can create, I can see the benefit of doing this. So that's why I wanted to create this video. And as you can see, I created a lot of sounds here. These are just the presets, and I also created for my own packs. I have to create for this drum kit too, which I will. And as you can see, this can really accelerate your music production or the process with starting to create some music, and it can give you some different vibes that you wouldn't if you didn't have this kind of hands-on approach to making music with just the mouse and the keyboard. You can go a long way with just the mouse and the keyboard, and I like to think that I'm a proof of that. But yeah, I think if you the next step would be to start gathering some gear and start making even more natural and human music, if that's a thing. comparing, of course, to the more digital and not too much on to perfect music production in the DAWs using just a mouse. So I think this is it, guys. What else? I was thinking, what else could I say about this this video, but I think I already said it enough. And yeah, if you are new here to this channel, subscribe and activate the notifications so that you know when I upload new videos. And if you have any questions, just leave a comment below. Also consider supporting my channel by buying one of my products at DailyBeatsVI or become a premium or exclusive member, and you will have access to exclusive tutorials about music production and also to the project files of the tutorials that I do here. So I think this is it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.